I always thought that mom was famous even when she wasn't famous.
Because you would go with me to my little short film.
Yeah,
So she didn't know
I
they
would
was
always tell
short
people.
films.
I didn't know. I just be like, my mom's an actress. Anytime we was at school and we in a computer lab and we have access to a computer, I'll be like, y'all want to see my mom? And I'll type up Tabitha Brown, and her little headshots will pop up.
Out here.
If your mama don't pop up on Google, who is she? Welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance and Choyce.
This is?
You're supposed to introduce yourself.
I'm Choyce.
You here by yourself?
And this is...
I'm Chance, what's up?
Who is he to you?
This is my dad.
I'm Chance, what's up?
And this is...
I am Tabitha Brown. Who you supposed to tell them I am?
Do all that. I said Tab and Chance, so you're supposed to say I'm Tab.
No, you supposed to say who I am.
Oh, it's my mom.
You say bring the beat in.
Oh.
But you're supposed to say it like Beyonce. I always use it like Beyonce.
Bring the beat in.
Wait.
You said do it like Beyonce. Bring the beat in.
You got it. People got to hear it.
They
though.
can't
You supposed to
hear
yell
you.
it out.
Bring the beat in. That's how she does.
Let's
Her
go!
voice is deep. Do I have to sing it like Beyonce?
No, you can sing. Wait for Dad to bring. Oh, Dad, you gonna let her bang on the table?
No, I got the beat, Troy.
Oh,
Dad
I
wanna.
got the beat.
I don't got nothing.
No, you got to open the show
Okay,
up.
5, 6, 7, 8. Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance and Choyce. Fridays,
Fridays, Fridays with Tab and
and
Chance.
Choyce.
That's my baby.
She got that
She
from
can
me.
do that.
She got that from me.
Anybody else who come on this show, we don't need none of that.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Ain't nobody else, that's only my daughter.
Yeah.
Did you hear mommy? Did
she
you hear?
sounded all right.
Thank you, Choyce.
It wasn't that bad.
She usually do a
Well,
whole
no, it
lot.
wasn't bad at all, but he was making it seem like it was,
That I be
it
out
was
here.
like terrible or
Exactly.
something.
People want to record with me.
Right, well.
I'm on an album right now.
But,
Jade Nova.
well, yeah, but.
You talking on that.
Well,
I'm talking when I'm singing.
That's the problem. We need you to sing.
Well, you know, it's like, no, you can't blow or nothing, but like
What you talking about? I can't blow.
I mean, you can blow, but like
You can blow on hot food.
like blow a candle out.
Welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance and Choyce. What you're seeing now is what I've had to endure for about 20
This is not
years.
true.
See how they
This
just...
is not true.
How old was Choyce when she started singing? She was about 2
Yeah.
or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, Chance in his head was like, oh no, that's something me and Choyce do.
That's what we do.
I'm the one who started the singing in the family.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
So anyway, today we are talking about choice, raising children. This was our first one we raised together, and she's still here. She made it.
I'm still alive.
She was our guinea pig. We always be like, Choyce, we're so sorry. We did the best that we could together. We did. And so we thought it would be a good episode to have Choyce talk about your childhood versus your adulthood now that you've grown and stuff. Like how your parenting, like how you remember us as a kid, how parenting was versus now that you've grown, how parenting is. Maybe some like of your like best memories, maybe some ones not so great, but yeah, let's get into it, Choyce.
Okay.
First of all, do you remember living in North Carolina at all?
No. Well, I remember my birthday, my 3rd birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember I had a giraffe jumper.
Yep, we did.
That's when we
And
got
I
the picture
remember-
with me holding her.
And I remember
No. That's her first birthday you thinking about. She remember her third birthday. Remember we had the little pool and the giraffe jumper, and everybody came
and
over.
Papa was pushing me.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Liv was
The,
there.
in the car thing. And I remember I do it in the tub.
Nasty.
I remember
I remember you do
I remember
I
that.
do it in the
I remember
bathtub.
that.
screaming.
and I was really scared.
She's standing on the back wall like she ain't did it. Screaming.
No, it's because that turd was floating in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I
it
walked
was
out for
floating.
1 second, came back screaming, talking about. I said, Lord Choyce, you didn't.
Because somebody doodled in the tub.
You were the somebody.
I never did that.
Not somebody doodled it.
Somebody
It was
doodled in
you.
the tub. Girl, it was
You
not
did
me.
that.
It was probably you. I never did that. I don't remember that part.
Oh, that's all you
I wrote
remember.
the C and the H.
Let's talk about that real quick with Choyce. So, Choyce was 4, right? We moved to LA, she was 3. So she had turned 4. And we used to have a roommate named Courtney that lived with us. And he was like Choyce, like bestie, honey, for 4 and like a 20-something-year-old, right? But his room was in the back. Choyce had been in his room. And in crayon, had wrote on his wall, CHOY. So Courtney said, Tab, come here, let me show you something. So I go in there. He was like, look who been in here writing on this wall. And so I said, Choyce, come here. I said, did you write on this wall? And she said, no. I said, Choyce, you didn't write this CHOY on here. She gonna look at it, she's talking about.
Yeah, she used to do this right here.
Yeah,
Like,
she was squinting her eyes. She was like, no, mommy. I said, Choyce, you got one more time. I said, if you tell mommy another lie, mommy gonna get that butt. She talking about, okay, mommy, okay. I wrote the C and the H, but I did not write that O and the Y. I said, Choyce Brown.
I didn't.
Girl.
I still remember to this day.
Who wrote
I
the O and the
remember
Y?
who wrote it then, Choyce?
Courtney.
Courtney did that?
He wrote the O and the Y with crayon in his room.
I didn't do that. I didn't do these things. I didn't do these things.
Listen,
I didn't.
this one right here though. So let's talk about this. We first moved to LA. So mind you, Choyce never stayed in daycare in North Carolina. She stayed in my aunt's house, over sister house. So she had never been in daycare. She only had went to daycare for like 1 week. And it wasn't real daycare, it's just one of my friends had a daycare. And so I was like, well, we about to move to California, so I want her to know what it's like to be in a daycare. So can she come and, try it out for like a week? Remember that, Miss Sharon? And so that was her only experience with daycare. So we moved to LA, and Maranatha was a church in LA that was like right off of King Boulevard, because, by the jungle, we lived in Baldwin Hills. And the most amazing
Yeah, they were great.
preschool, right? And so, wait, why am I telling this story?
I think you was getting ready to get to Jordan.
Probably Jordan, when I was showing my drawers.
Oh no, this is why. That's a different one.
Or when she tuned him up.
This is, but that's your teaching. So Choyce was always so sweet. Choyce was like the most precious little girl
I am.
ever.
Until we brought her to
We brought her to LA
No, I
and
still-
put her in this church
I still
Christian preschool. Amazing school. Now the kids that went, not necessarily the sweetest children.
It was a little rough around
They was a little rough around the edges, rightfully so, and that's their business. Choyce was just like around old people. She was just like a little sweet little old lady, right? She wouldn't even eat the food. So when we got, I remember like the first day we picked up, they was like, she wouldn't eat, she got a sister at home, because she kept saying she want what sister made. I said, oh no, that's my aunt, we call her sister, but that's who she used to stay with. So it's like, I want chicken and apple and biscuits, mommy. I was like, girl, it's gone, it's North Carolina, we here now. Anyway, kids pick up bad behavior. Choyce started acting out a little bit, doing stuff she picked up at the school.
I didn't do these things.
And so I took Choyce to the mall. Me and Courtney we at the mall. Chance is not there. Choyce is messing with stuff. I'm trying to pay for stuff, and she messing with all the earrings. She just pulled them. I said, Choyce, stop doing that. And she was like, she looked at me like this. She was like, I said, Choyce. She had never did anything like this. I said, stop doing that. And she was like, no. I could not believe it. I was like, no. Like, we in the store. I told Courtney, I said, pay for my stuff. Here. I'm finna take her to the car. I'm finna get her together. So I pick her up. She started screaming, no, leave me alone. Like a stranger all through the mall. I got her over my shoulder. She's like, get away from me. Like, I was like, whose child is this? Get her in this car. I was like, this is when that lady had got arrested for whipping her child in the car. I said, Courtney, get me out this parking lot. I'm gonna get this butt. Anywho, we get home. I tell Chance. He didn't believe me.
Not my daughter.
He said, Tab, you're exaggerating. There's no way. Courtney said, no Chance. For real. We don't know what happened.
Not my
I said, them
daughter.
kids at that school, them turned my baby bad. Something's going on.
I didn't believe it because I was spending a whole lot of time with Choyce during our last days in Greensboro. She was staying at the house a lot with me when she wasn't going down there to sisters because I had got laid off. And then we moved and Tab was back and forth taking care of her mom. So me and Choyce was spending a lot of time together. That behavior was not, my daughter wouldn't do that. And when Tab told me, I said,
he didn't believe me.
nah.
Until about 2 weeks later.
It wasn't even 2 weeks, I don't believe.
Yeah, it was a while because we were rewarding her.
It felt like I was on the show.
It was about 2 weeks.
Like
we took her to Chuck E. Cheese, and Chance told her to stay. You stay right here
where I can see you.
where I can see you. She said, nah.
No.
She got down and took off running to go to the other side where she wanted to go play. I said, oh no, not your daughter.
Yeah, she was rubbing it in my face.
Oh no, you got it. Honey, because I couldn't. I said, oh no, honey, you told me I was lying on your daughter. You go ahead. Chance was like, what happened to her? I said, I lied. And that's when we said, Lord, I love little baby. We done brought her to LA. Lord, what have we done?
I was still very sweet.
But you was still very sweet.
She was.
I am very sweet.
Yes, it is. So, Choyce, do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember that because that wasn't me. But I remember being little.
Yes. What are some of your first memories?
Like I said, when I do it in the bathtub.
Well, I mean of us living in LA or when you were younger.
I just remember a lot of, because you guys were really young. So we used to go to the mall a lot.
With no money.
We used to go to the mall. Like, we used to, get cute for the mall, though. Like, I remember, I had these dangly earrings, and those was, my grown-up earrings. And, when it was time to get cute, and we was going out, that's when Mommy let me put my dangly earrings on. That's when we was going to have a time. We was going to go out. So, I remember doing that a lot. And going to P.F. Chang's.
Period. We was going to this P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's. We was eating P.F. Chang's down.
And the Grand Lux, but they closed that down. It used to be beside P.F. Chang's. It was kind of like a cheesecake factory.
Yeah, but the mall and P.F. Chang's, that was the go-to. That was when we was going out.
Yes. And now, what do you remember about Dad that you always be saying that when he would pick you up from school?
Oh, me and Dad, we had a routine. We would always go, he would ask me, he'd be like, you had a good day? What color you get? Because you know how you got the little behavior cards.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, green. Until I wasn't getting green no more. But most of the time I got green. And we would go to the mall and we'll walk through Walmart that's in the mall, pick up whatever needed to be picked up, probably some toilet paper. And then we go to Auntie Anne's.
Yeah.
They was getting us out
And
the
when you
ass all the
didn't,
time, and I
when
ain't
you
know.
didn't get green, how did it go?
We still go.
We still go.
Because I know I'm gonna get in trouble when I get home.
I would take her, and I would say, Choyce, what did you get today, babe? And she told me it was a red.
I got red one time.
And I would tell her, no, you got more than one time.
No, I got red one time because
And it wasn't even your fault.
it wasn't even my fault. My teacher was playing with me.
And I said, I remember I took her and I said, she told me what happened. And I was like, you about to get in trouble, but you want to go get a sundae from McDonald's? And I tried to make sure her day was great before she got to the crib, and I would try to tell her how to say it. I was teaching my baby how to articulate and advocate for herself. Mm-hmm. So, and because that discipline thing was a big deal for me, but it was a really big deal for Tab. Mm-hmm. But I always felt so bad when she used to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I rarely got in trouble when I was really small.
Rarely.
Like before I turned 10, that was good life.
You was doing so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
What happened at this 10? Why did you flip out?
I don't know. I switched to a different school.
I think that, I mean, you moved a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we moved her a lot.
Yeah.
I went to like a total of 7
Maranatha,
schools.
Marlton, Windsor, I forget
Quail
the name.
Valley.
Quail Valley.
Then Superior.
Superior.
Lawrence.
That's a lot of schools.
Chatsworth.
Yeah, it's about 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of energies around and a lot of kids that were not very nice to me. When we moved out of LA, we're away from all the black people, that's when it was oh. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started acting a fool because everybody else was acting a fool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is always my pet peeve. I'm like, you don't do it because they do it.
Well.
Because in my mind, it's really because I thought I was failing, right? Because as a parent, what you start feeling like is if your kids start acting like all the other kids, they're not using their leadership skills, right? They're being a follower. And how I internalize that, and a lot of parents do, I did something wrong. And then I'm getting upset. Really, I'm mad at myself, but I also got to discipline her or take it out on her to an extent. But that anger is really, dang, what did I do wrong? Or like me and Chance, we arguing, right, about it. So I think as a parent, we always, we want the best for our children and we want to feel like we're doing a good job. But it was also, although I feel like I started parenting early with my nephew, he wasn't my child, right? And I was 10 years old when my sister had my nephew, but she also left him. And, it was just so I was helping my parents raise him when they was at work and stuff. But it ain't a real thing until you have your own child and you're trying to figure it out. So it was really our first time because we didn't have Leah. You didn't have Leah, from the time she was born. And I think a lot of times as parents, we overthink it sometimes.
I don't think a lot of times. I think when you love something more than you love yourself,
yeah,
it comes. I mean, when you parent, you have to come to terms with that. And when you realize you don't have total control, and also, I love something more than I love myself. I don't have total control, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When you put those things together, and of course in hindsight, I can say that it's easier now for me to give grace to myself and to Choyce and the situation, but there's an appreciation for it as well. But yeah, parent guilt, being able to identify it in hindsight is easier, but there's a whole lot of times when I think back, I'm like, man, I'm responding to her in this way because I feel guilty about failing her, or I feel afraid, and or any of the kids. But I choose to look at it as and I've told y'all this, take pride in where we are, as we take pride in where you are, so you can feel better. Because I think as a family, we've all contributed in some way. But I got a question for you though, Choyce. I remember I used to say this, don't be in a hurry to grow up, right? As she started to go into like teens and, you know, that area, I would always say, how is it being an adult as opposed to being a kid?
It's really ghetto. It's really nasty. It's cold, it's dark.
It ain't all it's cracked up to be, huh?
No, someone lied.
Yeah.
They said it was cool.
Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to take my contract back. I should have never done. I should have never signed up.
You didn't want to grow up?
I did.
Yeah, I know.
But I had fun when I was a kid too. And I be having fun now. It's just you gotta pick one. I guess you gotta pick your
Pick your poison.
So, but I couldn't pick. We gotta grow up. So, but it's all right.
I mean, what's the best part about childhood that you don't get to have in adulthood? Like, what do you miss about childhood that you don't have in adulthood, if that makes sense?
No bills.
Said that fast.
Like,
You ain't know how to think about the Choyce?
there's nothing to think about. No bills. You literally have like no responsibility. Like you just do anything. You just do, well, not anything. That's the difference. Because as an adult, you can do anything, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But as a child, you can do pretty much most things that you put your mind to as long as you have permission. And then as an adult, you can do whatever, but you might go to jail.
I want to add. I'm gonna tell you something that I miss about that I didn't think about with all of y'all, but I think about it because Choyce was the one that you're right. It's a different kind of thing with your kids and what you're allowed to do, trial and error. You're learning about yourself. You don't know when it's your last time you get to pick your kid up.
Yeah, I remember I said that. I read that somewhere and I was like, dang.
You don't know. I miss just being able to pick her up. Like, I remember walking into Sisters and I would be kind of like tickled because Choyce at Tab's aunt, they call her sister. Choyce would be finicky, like Jess. Some days, depending on if she ate, if she already ate, she would come running to me. If she didn't eat yet, when you walk in,
She'd be like,
she'll be in her high chair and she'll just turn around
nah, I'm eating it.
and be like, I don't want no parts of you. But just to be able to pick your kid up, and I'm thinking about Maranatha when she would, I taught her to fight there. I taught her self-defense. Tab didn't like it.
Taught me how to fight.
And this little boy kept picking at her, and he tried to cut her hair. And when I told her, she was sitting behind her and he was trying to cut her hair.
Windsor.
This is at
Jordan.
Samuel pulled my hair.
This was at Maranatha.
Was it Jordan too?
Yeah, Jordan.
And she didn't want to get in trouble. And I didn't think she deserved to get in trouble. So I was trying to grow up. So I went and talked to the teacher there.
You was trying to grow up?
I was trying to grow up. I was trying to do the mature thing. I was trying to do right at that time in my life. And I went and she pretty much told me that in this environment, these kids can't be running and telling all the time. And they got to kind of fend for themselves. And I said, you sure? Right? I'm trying to do the right thing. She was like, nah, Choyce can't be crying and stuff all the time. Remember, I understood her and I appreciated what she said. So I took her home and gave her a quick little lesson and said, don't tell mommy. Hit these hands. See right there? Come on, give me 3 of them things. Pat, pat, pat.
Yeah.
And Choyce thing felt good to her.
And unlike Quest, she did not cry.
No, she did not cry. She started leaning into that thing. I was like, hit it. We did our little lessons. Next day, I got a phone call. And all I could think about, I kept saying. So for y'all that really watch us, this kind of goes back to why Tab responded and connects with Tab in her response to me teaching Quest or Quest in the self-defense. you'll see the ties. So she said, you know, they called me and they was like, Mr. Brown, we had an incident at school. You know, Jordan. I said, hey, where that lady at that I was talking to, right? And said, you know, she was like, no, it's okay. And I was thinking about my baby getting that red. I was like, she didn't get no red, did she? And then the thing that was, no, first and foremost, I said, y'all didn't call my wife, did you?
Listen,
That wouldn't
this is
have
his
been-
doing.
That wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. So once I seen that, I went down to make sure that they didn't give her a red. But the thing that I was proud of, or that I remember that tickled me the most, is when I said, I'll be down there. I'm gonna come and get her. When I got there, I remember when I walked in and Choyce saw me, she came running to me. Daddy, I did it. I did it. And I said, shh, 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 shh.
Yes, happy about this spot and getting this two-piece.
And she just jumped in my arms. And I remember that. That's one of my fondest memories about her childhood. Just teaching her to take care of herself, but I was able to pick her up and how excited she was. That she had tuned Lil Jordan up. Lil Jordan had a
Where Lil
knock.
Jordan at these
I
days?
had enough of Jordan.
Yeah.
If you out there,
You know what it is.
you know not to play.
Yeah, she put them hands on old boy, and I picked her up. Like, yeah, that's one of my. You don't know when it's gonna be your last time, or
Physically picking them up,
or when it ain't cool to them no more. You know what I mean? I remember. It feels like it was like 6th grade, dropping her off at school, and then it was like the stuff that was cool. When she came out at the end of the day, it wasn't cool no more. Like it was like just dropping her off, and it's like my baby going in there to middle school.
Yeah.
And when she came out, it was like, "How was your day?" Sorry. It's like it just switched, and you don't know, and it felt like the end of the world. You want to go with me to the gym? You want to go with Dad to the gym? Where she used to just be like, "Yeah." She put her little hair in a ponytail and be like, "Let's go." It's like, who gonna be there?
Yeah.
How long we gonna be
What
there?
we gonna do?
Right.
How long we gonna be there?
Why?
Yeah.
And I'm getting mad at her because she just asking questions, and I'm like, why? You always been cool with me. Like it's me and you against your mom.
What happened to us?
What
Right.
happened? What-
Middle school was the trenches.
Yeah.
Middle school was tough.
They used to call y'all. It was the little nicknames that they used to pick at y'all and call y'all like because I remember I got really mad about it.
Pick it who?
They used to pick, but the 8th graders would call the 7th graders something, and the 7th graders it was
Oh,
what
I
was
don't
it?
remember.
Like the minions or something like
No,
that?
it was like it was real demeaning.
Yeah.
Like the turds, or it was something like
Not these
It
turds.
probably was.
Yeah.
But I got called all the names, so I don't.
Yeah, and didn't
I
tell
don't
us
remember.
until after the fact.
Yeah,
Because
she
we
didn't
was
tell
coming
us.
up there.
Yeah,
That's why it's
yeah,
Choyce used to not be wanting to tell us stuff because she was like, no, my mom and daddy coming up here.
yeah. That would have been
Yeah.
embarrassing.
But we would have came up there in good light.
No, it would have just.
I wouldn't.
It would have just been just a little too much, and it was embarrassing to tell.
Why
Like-
was it embarrassing?
Because I just wanted to pretend like it wasn't happening. Like I didn't want to make it a bigger thing than what it was. Like when they was making fun of me and stuff, so I would just pretend like it wasn't real. And then because if I tell you, then y'all gonna come to the school and it's gonna be a whole situation. But if I just pretend,
Yeah. I always felt like too that some of that was on me, because I was always hard on Choyce. Hey, I always look. This is what I always was big on survival. We were out here in the big city, no family, right? So I didn't really. I was awful about grades, and I'm like, do what you're supposed to do in class, but survive, like, because we all we got out here. So I would be really hard on Choyce about being tough and
Yeah.
being
And
being
being-
able to articulate
and being aware of
be aware of the surroundings.
To this
and all
day.
Of that.
To
Right.
this day,
I hope that. Sometimes I feel bad about it, like maybe I was too hard on them. But then it'd be times where I was like, during those times it was necessary because we were literally all we had. That was it. We
Yeah.
was all we had. That like the after school program. without it, I remember Choyce, you remember Choyce, the little thing with the burning of the arm, the little girl.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey,
they was
look,
teaching the
it's-
kids how to, the girls was playing
This other girl.
and doing that little thing, right? And everybody was doing it all to themselves. And Choyce explained it to me, and I was like, all right. So you weren't the first person, somebody taught you. But then Choyce did it better. And that's what it came down to.
Yeah.
She did it better to the other little girl who was teaching everybody.
And it hurt.
And it hurt her. And no warning, no nothing. They thought they was going to kick my child out of that after-school program. And I said,
I think not.
Absolutely not. If what you're talking about, she can't come back. And the reason being, we needed that after-school program.
Yeah, and it was free.
And it was free. In order for us to literally survive around our careers. Because it worked with our schedule. And we couldn't afford anything at that point. And
we ain't had no family.
Yeah, we ain't had none of that. So I was always big on her. I think even in that moment, I got on her for, like, you got to be able to articulate, you got to be able to explain that. So she didn't, and this was what, 4th grade?
Yeah.
Like, in Quest, in the 6th grade, he in the 6th grade and 7th grade, and he don't have none of them pressures right there. But
He's a boy.
no, it's not because he's a boy. It's because of your contribution. That's how you got to look at it, right? You got to look at it. You got to look at it as you endured things with us to make us better, so your brother could have something different. I don't intentionally be soft on him, and I appreciate you for it. I tried to tell you that in my retirement, but I got real emotional and started crying.
No, I got it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I love you. I do. Daddy love you.
I love you too.
And you know, I struggle with that stuff. But your brother, he's soft.
He not soft.
He a little softer than you.
Well,
But
He not soft. However,
well.
when he did, when the little boys was messing with him at school, Choyce talking about, well, let me pick him up from school.
And I did. And I have a
But
couple words.
But you be telling us,
What?
oh, no, Mom.
Because
y'all-
well, let me tell you, I'm younger. I'm the older sister. So at this time, what was he, like?
4th grade.
He was like,
2nd grade, wasn't it?
no, he was a little younger.
This is
He
the
was-
one we don't you say no names.
It was like
Yeah.
third.
This is the one we was
I'm
talking
not
about last
saying-
night.
It was like, 3rd
It
grade.
was
Yeah,
2nd
this
or
was
3rd
this
grade.
was 2nd or 3rd, so he's like 7 or 8. So that means I'm 17, 18. I'm not that old. You guys are grown like you guys are grown. I was a teenager, so I'm cool, you know. Kids think that teenagers are cool. So I'm coming in there and they're not gonna be like, oh, this is embarrassing. Quest parents in here. No, it's his older sister. So they think it's sweet, but it's not. And I'm coming in here and I have something to say. You. And I just, just a couple words. But I asked Quest for permission and he said yes. I said, Quest, you want me to say something to him? He said,
Oh.
so I did.
But to your daddy's not point, you think Quest soft, or you think Quest could take care of himself?
Is he softer than you were? That's
he
what I
definitely
didn't get to
softer
say
than
that.
Choyce was.
He ain't soft. Like I'm just saying at 6th grade, 4th grade, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was tougher on you. I feel like I was.
I think, but I just don't think Quest has gone through the things that I went through. That's why I was saying because he's a boy. I wasn't saying that you treat him differently because he's a boy. I'm saying the world treats him differently. I was a girl and I was black. And I was like the only black girls at most times. Quest is a boy. It's a little bit different. He's
And
tall.
it's
way
a lot
more-
of
it's-
black
And it's
people.
more
More
black.
diverse
Yeah, it's
now.
more black kids.
It's completely different from when you
And
were
he's
here.
tall and he a little cute and he plays basketball. He has like all these different things that make him cool. I didn't have that, so
Well, you played ball.
And you was pretty
And you was
and tall.
well, not to them.
Yeah.
And I was just too dark. I was just too black
To them.
Yeah, to them. So it was just different. But that would probably be the reason why I would feel like Quest is a little softer, just because he hasn't gone through the same type of things. But he be holding his own. And when something happened, it'd be a little bit of crying. But after we give him a pep talk, then he'd be like, he'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to cry.
Oh
My
yeah.
feelings used to get hurt and stuff, but I always say I just need to talk to my mom. I need to talk to my parents. As soon as y'all tell me that I'm right,
Yeah.
I'm going in there and do the most.
Now that was always our thing. You're not wrong unless we tell you you're wrong.
That's right.
We don't really care what the people at the school say. We need to hear the whole story. And if we say that you're wrong,
Then I'm
then
wrong.
we'll talk
Well,
about it.
I always tell my kids, you ain't in trouble.
Well, that's what I mean. You ain't in trouble until we say you're in trouble.
The
Not
school
wrong, but,
system, as much as I appreciate it, and I appreciate it a whole lot more, especially after COVID. Their appreciation is there. However, there's this thing where, with self-defense, where there's a lot of gray area, right? So when kids defend themselves in the school system is where I find it most important for parents, or at least with me, I would tell my kids, you're not in trouble because that's a cultural thing. We teach you to defend yourself and to protect your person. You're in conflict with policy at the school. So they may use the word trouble and all those words, but know and find peace while you sit in the principal's office and call for your parents that if it does not go against what we teach in our culture, in our household, in this family, you're not in trouble. You're in conflict. That's a policy issue. But we're not going to condone you allowing somebody to hurt you because of policy or thinking at a school. We don't condone violence, but we ain't gonna be victim to it either. So, and little note, I always told my kids, they got this thing where when they pull a kid into a principal's office and they start talking to them, they want them to write stuff down. And
Their
tell
statement.
them, and they're saying, and this is why I was so hard on Choyce, and I'm very particular about it. They want them to write a statement. Well, what does that sound like? What is that teaching them? No, you should be able to articulate it, and if you can't, you need to call for the person who is able to articulate and understand you best.
Call my lawyer.
That's just like representation. You're teaching your kids. You can do what you want to do, but with mine, I taught mine. No, if you can't get it out, if your emotions or if you overpouring with emotions, you just say this: call my parents, and you sit still.
Don't sign nothing.
And don't sign nothing. You ain't writing nothing. I know horror stories that are associated with kids and that type of thinking, to where they're writing out something. And they don't understand how they're still learning how to write. They don't know context. They don't know all of that. So it sounds a lot worse on paper. So I was always big about that and really, I can't stress it. I was really bad about that. Like, no, what happened, Choyce? Explain it to me. Stop crying. You got to get your emotions together. Pull it together. What are you doing all that crying for? Because and most of it stemmed from fear. Didn't know a whole lot about what else I could offer her, and out of fear of what I was maybe leaving behind or leaving out, the things that I did know and want to teach her, or knew that I could at least protect her and teach her how to survive in this world. I was 10 toes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna learn this.
Yeah.
And as y'all can see, my baby, she articulates.
She survived. She's here. Yes, down, honey.
Yeah.
Choyce, what is something that you feel like is a lesson that you learned that's inside of you from dad and from mom? Like, what is something that dad like put in you that you just, even in your life today, you're like, okay, I do this way because this is how dad taught me, or I do this way, or I think this way because this is how mom taught me.
For dad, it's always being aware of your surroundings. So I know we started learning about landmarks like when I was very young, because he always wanted to make sure that I know how to get home by myself. And so I couldn't memorize the streets, but I know that on the corner of our street is a big old tree, and across from it is the stoplight, and this is where I live, and then I live on the corner of this and this. That is like the biggest thing, and how to read signs, how to read like when I'm in the airport, I know how to read the signs and how to get to my gate because of Dad. Dad don't play about this airport.
And knowing where you going.
Know where you're going. Keep your head up. Look at who's around you, and all of that. People that see me in real life, that everybody always say that I look a little mean or that I be looking real serious, but it's because I'm trying to make sure that I'm paying attention where I'm going and I'm aware of my surroundings because y'all not gonna run up on me.
And look, and this is why they was stealing little black girls. They was out here abducting little black girls.
Still are.
Taking them, and as we know, the world don't treat our young black women the same. And I was concerned about it. We didn't have no village. We lived in a predominantly white area.
Like no neighbors.
And listen, I love a highly educated person with book sense, and we can debate whether that stuff is really doing anything for our kids. So what I was focused on was survival.
And common sense.
They try to grab you, Quest. I mean, Choyce, you got to put them hands up, and we got to get it done. We got to get it. You got to
make
run,
noise.
Baby.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. we wasn't playing about that at all.
Yes.
So that's Dad. For Mommy, I think Mommy's thing, I think this is both of y'all, but more so you, like taking pride in your work. So my schoolwork and stuff, but Dad used to be, y'all both was equally about this, but anything that I'm doing, homework, whatever, if my name wasn't on it,
Yeah.
if I didn't have my name on the top of the paper,
Whose is
this? I would go to have her check my homework. She'd be like, "You get this homework done?" Yep. I'm going to show her. She'd be like, "It's not done."
Oh, I remember.
I don't even know whose this is.
It's not done. I don't even know whose homework this is.
You're right. It was both of us, but mine was. I used to be like, Choyce, you put your name on it. You get points for your.
Right, like how you gonna lose points for your name?
And you
like,
know,
Choyce,
Mommy
the
gonna
one
make
thing
you
you
redo
know.
all of
You'd
it.
be like, "Now how you gonna get the grade if they don't know it's yours?"
Yeah, Mom was about pride. Mine was about, Choyce, don't be stupid.
Don't be
She gonna make you do it
What are you
again.
doing? This is not done. Mommy was more like, "Why is this handwriting looking crazy? Why does this look crazy?" You need to take pride in your work. When somebody sees your stuff, they need to say, "Wow, Choyce did so great." You want to be prideful in everything that you do. And I used to just be like, "Girl, I don't care."
And that would drive me
Girl, I don't
crazy.
care. But now when I do stuff that I actually like, because I think the difference was I didn't care about schoolwork because they wasn't talking about nothing that I was interested in.
She was too smart for
So I didn't really care. Like, girl, I don't care if they did it or not. I don't care if I did it or not. But now in life, whenever I do photo shoots or anything that's like my work that I do, I always try to make sure that it looks really good because I'm Choyce Brown, you know? So my name is on it and I have to make sure that it looks good. So, yeah. And you, no lying.
Yeah.
No lying.
No lying.
How I feel about this lying Choyce.
Hate a liar.
It's
Hate.
my
Hate a liar.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'd rather you let's just go ahead and deal with whatever the truth is. But my daddy always was like, you tell one lie, you got to tell another to cover that up. Then you got to tell another. And eventually you forget. And then you sound stupid when somebody's looking. That ain't what you said before. So I was just trying to prevent you from sounding and looking crazy.
Yeah. I was looking crazy anyway.
Yeah. Choyce didn't care that we didn't like the lying. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this lie out," because I didn't write that O and that Y.
I wrote the C and the H. I
Yeah.
didn't write that O and Y. I wrote ch, but not oi.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad that you are still telling your truth.
I don't remember that.
Right. Again, I'm so glad that you're still
You
telling.
have to
living
stick
in your
to your story.
I got a question for
stick
you,
to your
Joe.
story.
I got a question. So with everything that has come to pass, all the blessings that have come, as a result, literally, like, I mean, of hard work, but, you know, but literally you told mommy to get on social media. When you see mom, like, winning awards and New York Times bestseller and all of that stuff, or when you hear people talking about her just out, you know, in your world, how does that make you feel?
It feels normal. It feels good, and it makes me happy and like proud and glad, but it feels normal because I always thought that mom was famous even when she wasn't famous. I always thought that she was a star even when she really wasn't yet. But
because you would go with me to my little short film.
yeah,
So she didn't know
I
they
would
was
always tell
short
people,
films.
I didn't know. I just be like, my mom's an actress. Anytime we was at school and we in a computer lab and we have access to a computer, I'll be like, y'all want to see my mom? And I'll type up Tabitha Brown, and her little headshots will pop up.
Out here.
If your mama don't pop up on Google, who is she? Like, who is she? She's nobody here. She's nobody. My mom pops up on Google right there. Go to Google, type in Tabitha Brown. You go to images. There she is, and it was all your headshots from back in the day. Long black hair. You was serving it.
Down.
And that's I always thought that you were big. So now when people talk about you and when I see it, I just be like, yup, yup, as you should.
Yeah.
It doesn't really surprise me. It like fulfills me. So.
Aw,
Yeah.
All because Choyce told me to get on TikTok. Choyce told me to watch What the Hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me go vegan. And I went viral the first time, and it was my first time going viral on Facebook and like Instagram and stuff was like woo. It was like huge. But then when Choyce said get on TikTok, she had this whole idea. I was like, Choyce, nobody is on, no grown-ups are on there. People are just on TikTok and dancing. She was like, no, mommy, listen. You could be like the TikTok mom. Like you get on there, you could do your food videos that you do on Facebook, but you gotta do them short. And then you can do your inspiration, like your loving messages. You just gotta do them short. You can't talk a lot. I was like, Choyce, nobody's doing it. She was like, you can be like the first person to do it. I was like, girl, I don't know, girl. For weeks, she just kept, mommy, you need to get on TikTok. Mommy, you need to get on TikTok. And I finally was like, all right. But I first wanted to do the Renegade because that's what's popular.
Yeah, you wanted to do this dance.
Yes,
and we didn't even do it right.
We never did it right. I still can't do the Renegade. But she was right. She was like, Mom, you're going to go viral. Just trust me. You're going to go viral. And that first week,
it
we
worked.
went viral.
And I be knowing when I'm right.
You be
I'm
right. And I'm with you when you're right, girl. I'm with you when you're right.
I be right.
So, but yeah, well, what else? Anything?
Tell the world what you doing.
Huh?
She ain't ready yet.
She ain't ready? Oh, it's a secret?
Yeah. Wait, what you talking about? But I told you last night.
Yeah.
You do that, then you held accountable.
Well,
You
don't
don't
tell
even
me.
care because you be saying you're going to
She
do
ain't
YouTube
ready
videos for.
Mind your business.
Oh. What?
We'll learn about that line.
I did do my YouTube videos. I did 3 strong videos.
In 5 years.
You see how your mama lift you up to tell you that?
No, we have to bring you back. I have to make sure
That's
that
what she did. She did that
make
to
sure
me,
that
too.
we hold each other accountable.
See how she did you like that? It used to be me and you, Joe.
Something may be coming soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you're gonna
Because
say.
y'all not finna be getting on my nerves if it don't come when I say.
She
It's gonna come when God says it's gonna come.
Very good. Well, I just want you to know we're proud of you. Whatever you decide to do, we're rooting for you. We are waiting for you to, do all the things that we have always envisioned. We see it.
Thank you.
Choyce Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when you do whatever you are going to do, if there's a moment for you to have a hype group, like a hype man or something, can me and Dad Can
Don't put me in there. I can help with what she doing.
Oh.
I don't need to be
can
the
I
hype person.
Well, can I be the hype man, like to help you,
Well.
or like a dancer or something?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
You know
That's
your
a
mama can't
hint.
dance.
You just get, huh? What?
What'd you say, babe? You said your mama can't dance.
Well, I can dance. So.
You
Huh?
don't need to do nothing.
I can.
Choice. You don't need to dance.
Look at Uncle Los over there.
Choice.
Ooh,
That's the dance.
ooh, hey.
No.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, we ate that up.
Down.
Period. Well, Choyce. Thanks for coming on Fridays with Tab and Chance. And Choyce. If y'all want to see Choyce come back on an episode, let us know. We might let her come back.
Oh.
Give us some topics.
I created this show.
Here we go.
Choyce, you created the song.
I created the show. I created the soundtrack.
Actually, you know what,
I
babe? She
created
kind of
this.
did create the show.
Don't say that in
I
her.
did. I did. I created it.
How you figure you
created-
created the show, George?
Because there would have
Let
been
me see if you
no.
remember.
You created the music,
You're right, but there
but not the
would've
concept.
But yes, I
She
did.
don't remember. Do you remember?
What is it?
Don't tell.
I'm gonna tell you if you're right.
So everybody kept messaging me on Facebook because I was only doing like Facebook, Instagram, but basically Facebook. And they was like, we want to know the story how you and your husband got together. And
So I'm the reason the people show up. Is what you're getting at?
no.
Let her finish.
And so Choyce was like,
They wanna
Mommy,
know
what
me.
you can do is like y'all can do make questions and then you can answer them.
Oh yeah, then she
a
got
Q&A.
mad.
A
She got
Q&A.
mad on the first one. She got mad and walked out.
No,
'cause you
that wasn't
started
the first
acting
one.
nasty.
No, that
Oh.
wasn't the first one. That was a different. We was already in it then. So Uncle Nick was there. Choyce did the questions, and she was like, "These are the questions." Uncle Nick gonna ask the questions like an interview,
Yeah.
and we did it, and we posted it on a Friday. And then people were like, "Oh, we want to see
I
more."
do remember this.
That's how it happened.
Exactly. So, like I said, I created the show. I created the name. So, where's my money?
Girl, we ain't even made no money on Friday the
No.
17th. We
That's
just
not
got
true.
on Patreon. Hey, y'all, we on Patreon live right now. If y'all watching or listening, join us on Patreon and watch us live.
All of the money made from this production, I'm gonna need to see.
Well, we let you live for free for a while in the house, remember? You was just living. Remember when you started off and you was like, what's the thing you don't like about adulting is paying these bills? Remember how you lived
How
with
your
us?
car running?
And we paid all the bills.
How
You
your
didn't have to
car
pay no
running?
bills in the house when you was just our child, remember?
I say, how your car running?
How's your car running? And yours?
So we had kind of had paid you a little bit like that.
You know what? That's fine.
Huh?
That's fine.
I mean, I break you off, girl. How much
George,
we made?
I
About
already
$3
told you,
too.
I'm gonna leave.
$3?
Huh?
George, when I leave here, when I'm gone, I'm gonna leave you everything I got. That's left over.
I just don't know what that means.
I don't know.
That's it. You should be happy. I'm gonna leave you everything. It's gonna be.
Dad,
I'm gonna leave
I don't
everything to you.
I don't want no Jordan.
Not you trying to walk around in these 12s.
I don't want no size
They're gonna
12.
be collectors though. You're gonna be able to get a lot of money for
I
this
don't
Jordan.
want that. And then I'm gonna be old with a whole bunch of Jordans that don't fit.
Oh. Well, thank you, Choyce. Any
Thank
last words you want to say?
you
Oh,
for
that's for
tuning
Burger Mondays.
in.
That's for Burger
That's the
Mondays.
wrong show.
Thank you. Well, this is the crossover episode.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, I'm not a part of
This
that.
is a crossover. Like I said, a crossover.
Choice, behave, hush.
Oh, you.
Oh, not hush. Well, Choyce, I was going to ask you, did you have any last words? What would this Choyce say to little Choyce?
Oh, that's a good
I would
question.
tell her to tell the truth. And I would tell her that you're so pretty.
Yes, you are.
That's it. And I would tell her, don't talk to that boy, that one. You know what I'm talking about. Well, how old is she? How old is little Choyce?
She little.
She little, but she probably we'll say about 6 or 7, but she going to need to know later, I guess.
Well, I would tell her in a couple years, don't you mess with that boy. Just don't mess with none. You don't even really like them. And you know. You might as well just tell them now. Just tell them now while you can. Because they're not going to believe you. That's it.
That was real, huh?
Oh, I hope she heard it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, little choice, big choice.
Yeah, that's what I would tell her.
Hey,
Okay.
before we go, just so I can be petty. Who did your hair the best when you was little?
Well,
Remember when you like to wear it straight?
Tell the truth.
Remember be
Well,
hanging
Go
down?
ahead. Let her, go ahead.
well, when it comes to a ponytail, I would have to give it to Dad.
Dad did do these good ponytails.
Dad,
Boy, I'm mad
It's something about the way he brushed it.
I'm mad you gotta
Dad
brush
did
it.
he did a good ponytail because he would brush it about 50 times.
And
right.
the curls would just pop up big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad did a good
right amount of
ponytail.
water in the brush. My baby didn't need a whole lot. She just needed a little water in the
Yeah,
brush.
but that's all he could do is just this
All right.
ponytail.
Now we can
Exactly.
close the show on.
Oh, no. Make sure you finish it, Troy.
We've been going for a
No,
long
Troy,
time.
go ahead and finish what you say, baby. Go ahead.
Mommy, she could do the complex hairstyles, a little braids, some silk press.
Come on.
Two
Been doing hair.
ponytails, 2 buns, 1 bun, side bun, high bun.
I got the
braid.
bun down. I had it down at one point. It would just pop out later and then it make a pretty ponytail.
That wasn't a bun.
Well,
That was an undone.
that was a pony bun.
Yeah. It wasn't really giving.
Okay. Close the show out, Tab.
Okay. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed seeing Choyce on here and just talking about a little memory lane, motherhood, fatherhood, all the things. You want to come back one day, Choyce?
Sure.
We might let you come back to Fridays with Tab and Chin.
And Choice. When I'm on here, it's Fridays with Tab and Chance and Choice.
Bring the beat in.
Okay.
Thank you.
We thank y'all. God bless y'all. Until the next time, honey, y'all go about y'all business, all right? Have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, what, Joy?
Dare go messing up nobody else.
And that's on period. Love y'all. Thank you for watching this episode, honey. And if you liked it, go ahead and click right here for more of those episodes.
And if you haven't already subscribed, please remember to do so.
Very good.